Well, former Oakland Mayor Sheng Thao was in court today in the federal bribery case against her. Thao was charged with bribery, mail fraud, and wire fraud, along with David and Andy Duong and Tao's romantic partner, Andre Jones. They've pleaded not guilty. In court, her defense team argued that U.S. attorneys are taking too long to turn over evidence in the case. The prosecutor told the judge that while they had produced 400 gigabytes of discovery for the defense, it would take about 1 to 4 more months to hand over iPhone, iCloud, and email evidence in the case. The next court hearing is scheduled for June 26th. The Oakland School Board says it reached an agreement for the superintendent to step down before her contract expires. In a 4-3 vote behind closed doors last night, Dr. Kyla Jansen-Trammell agreed to stay on as superintendent until the end of June, 2 years short of the end of her contract. Board member Mike Hutchinson, one of the 3 who voted to keep Jansen-Trammell on, left his seat on the dais at one point. He told us he is angry that that decision came as the district celebrated paying off its 22-year-old receivership loan.
To find out on that day that behind closed doors, this new school board has forced out our successful homegrown superintendent, I actually kept myself fairly under control for what was really going on.
In September, when she starts taking
Board President Jennifer Ruhard praised Jansen-Trammell for that work. She said part of the reason for the decision was the contract contained language allowing Jansen-Trammell to step back and bring on a deputy superintendent.
To me, again, it was who was making the day-to-day decisions. So if you have 2 people, who's the superintendent on record? And when it comes down to the decision-making, who is the ultimate decision maker?
The district board voted to start the search for a new school chief immediately. The board is set to appoint an interim superintendent on July 1st. Well, San Francisco Muni has reportedly let 12 managers go as it faces a massive $322 million deficit. The Chronicle says that the layoffs came in an email to staff from Transportation Director Julie Kirschbaum. Earlier this week, the Muni Funding Working Group presented a series of 6 options to the SFMTA board for proposed fixes, ranging from cuts to exploring ballot measures to cover the budget gap. The agency says it has already made cuts, saving an estimated $120 million. A federal judge in San Francisco ruled today that the White House cannot deny federal funds from sanctuary cities. More than a dozen cities and counties across the country sued the Trump administration, and that includes San Francisco and Santa Clara County. That's after the president signed an executive order threatening to cut off federal funding to those cities that limit or refuse cooperation with federal immigration enforcement.